Hello Zoomers, Erev Tov everyone. So tomorrow is Purim, Baruch Hashem. I'm sure you all remember how almost 40 days ago I spoke here and we mentioned that exactly like we're preparing ourselves to Yom Kippur 40 days before it starts, we're preparing ourselves to Purim 40 days, so I'm sure you all the last 38 days, you just prepare yourself to Purim, I know that, as a fact. But I want to ask today, I want to speak about Haman. Remember him, the devil dude from the Megillah? So, what do we need Haman for? A serious question. I mean, I know technically that he's the one that did the raffle, like the Purim, and without him there is no actually story of the Megillah, and there is no Purim, but put that aside for a second. Why do we need him, or what do we need bad characters in the Bible, or in the world, or whatever? And I want to try to suggest two answers for that. I guess there's more, but I want to touch 2 points of that. And I want to take us back to Parashat Toldot. Okay? Long time ago. But Parashat Toldot starts with the verse, this is the generation of Yitzchak ben Avraham, Isaac the son of Avraham. Avraham beget Isaac. And the commentators ask why to say that twice. And Rashi explains, I'm not going to read it, but he explains, you know what? There were some cynics of that time, he called them, that says so many years Sarah and Avraham were married, they didn't have a child. So probably when Sarah been took to Avimelech, this is when she got pregnant, and probably that baby is from Avimelech and not from Avraham. So what God did, he shaped Isaac's facial, like the face, exactly like Avraham, and the verse even said it twice, so everyone would know, you know what? This is the son of Avraham, don't make any mistakes. And one of the commentators that answer or maybe respond to Rashi, Rabbi Shlomo Wolbe, is asking, how dare those cynics of that time to think about Avraham and Sarah, remember the first Jew, like the one that says God names all over the world, how they dare to even think there's a chance that Sarah got that child not from Avraham. And he explains, you can make fun about our ancestor Avraham too. And this is a great principle, that what we find in the side of holiness will have a parallel in the side of impurity. And just as there are great men of Torah in every generation, there has to be the opposite, which are the scoffers of each generation. Without it, free choice will not exist. Free choice dictates that there will be good and evil opposite each other. So the first thing we can learn, and this is generally not only from Haman, but from evil things in life, sometimes we need to have something bad or someone evil in order to us to start being action, to respond it. Yes, the best thing will be if we just find the powers or start doing something positive by ourselves. But every once in a while, something like that happen, okay, we start to respond. Let's speak about Mordechai and Esther. If there's no Haman, maybe Esther will continue to be the queen in Shushan. Mordechai is there. Who knows what will happen with the Jews after that? I mean, okay, we don't know. So think about COVID. COVID was a disaster. We all thought, oh my God, what's going to happen? We're losing But how many people finally discover, oh my God, this is not the job for me. Oh my God, this is my family. Finally, I meet them. So, for example, yeah, I'm not saying anyone here, but I heard, and okay. So sometimes we just need to have something bad or someone mean in order to respond and to have something good against it. So that's the first thing I think we can learn. The second thing related to the principle of v'nahafochu, like the opposite needs to happen, and that Haman represents very beautiful. And why? Remember the song we sang in Sunday. Mishe nichnas Adar. From the minute Adar starts, you increase your simcha. So the source of that quote is from the Gemara in Tanit. And actually the Mishnah says that from when the month of Av begins, one decreases acts of rejoicing. This is the source of it. Av starts, we know, we start to be sad. even 3 weeks we start to be sad, like Shlosh Shavuot, and then 9 days, and then Tisha B'Av is like the highlight of the sadness of Bet HaMikdash. And then in the Gemara, someone responds to that. And then Rav Yehuda, the son of Rav Shmuel Bar Shilat, said in name of Rav, just as when Av begins, one decreases rejoicing, so too when the month of Adar begins, one increases his rejoicing. Mishenichnas Adar, marbin besimcha. And it's very interesting because Rav Shmuel Bar Shilat, in other Gemara, in Gittin, we've been told that some of Haman's descendants studied Torah in Bnei Brak. And who were they? One of the commentaries explain. Who is it? Rabbi Shmuel Bar Shilat. Okay? Rabbi Shmuel Bar Shilat, the same guy that brought us the Misha Misha. Remember the experience at all, like of canceling a lot of classes, going through the hallways, all of that Simcha of Chodesh Adar? One of the Haman descendants. What crazy is it, right? So, I think when we read the Megillah tomorrow and we hear the Haman and we maybe do a noise, we can think about two things that we can learn from that. Haman representing bad thing in life, that can happen, but we can respond to that in good acts and good things we do. But also, there's always a chance that something bad and eventually will be something good. Haman, that wanted to kill all the Jews and planned to do it in Chodesh Adar, created us a wonderful month of simcha, of singing, of happiness, of no classes. This is good for teachers too, believe me. So, eventually, the principle of v'na'afochu, yes, when we hear Haman, we don't need to only do boo and do with our groggers. We need to think there's always a chance something good will happen eventually. Let's say, Rabbi